Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're heading straight into, well, a really efficient corner of the job market. We're talking about the rapid adoption of artificial intelligence in new hire integration, specifically within staffing agencies, which is, a huge and fast-moving world.
Exactly. Staffing agencies are really where efficiency meets scale. And our sources are showing this tech shift isn't just about like minor tweaks to process. It's radically enhancing both the internal operational efficiency and the personalization of that new hire experience.
And that's really our mission today, isn't it? To sort of extract the precise mechanics driving this shift. We want to see the data that proves it works and maybe look ahead at what's next. So the core question we're tackling is, how is AI transforming preparation for candidates?
Yeah.
Literally from day one.
Oh, it's a complete re-engineering, it really is, of that whole initiation process.
Okay, so let's unpack the core mechanism then. We know AI's primary function here is personalization when it comes to onboarding, but how does it get that depth, beyond just comparing keywords on a resume?
Yeah, that's the fascinating part. It's about the data points it prioritizes. The AI platforms, they analyze skills, sure, but also things like stated preferences. And critically, they cross-reference past experiences against the specific needs of the new role. It's not just looking at a job title from before. It's correlating, say, the tech ecosystem of company X where you worked against the tech stack at the new placement, company Y.
Ah, okay. So, like, if I used a specific CRM system at my old job, maybe Salesforce, and the new place uses HubSpot, the AI spots that difference, flags it, and adjusts the training plan, it's identifying those tiny specific gaps.
Precisely that. It then generates a truly personalized training plan. Think of it as a custom high-def roadmap for success for that individual. And this tailored approach means the new hire isn't, wasting time on stuff they already mastered. They're focusing only where the AI predicts they actually need support.
Right, and to handle that kind of personalization, but at the scale agencies operate, they must be using some pretty serious automation tools. What specific AI tools are we seeing handling the sheer volume of these integration tasks?
Well, we see two main types of tools really dominating here. First, you've got the chatbots. They're becoming pretty ubiquitous. They handle the basic operational load, think paperwork management, scheduling orientation sessions, answering standard policy questions in real time, that kind of thing.
The routine stuff.
Exactly. It's the heavy lifting that frees up the human staff for more complex issues.
Okay, so chatbots handle the reactive part. And the second tool you mentioned, that moves beyond just answering questions into, like, anticipation. That's the predictive analytics piece, right?
That's it, predictive analytics. And I agree. This is where it gets really interesting. The AI starts flagging potential problems before they even really happen.
How does that work in practice? Is it just about software skills again?
Not always. It identifies potential friction points during onboarding that can go way beyond just software gaps. For example, the AI might look at a candidate's history and see they tend to perform best in highly structured, very process-driven environments. But maybe the role they've just been placed in is much more project-based, requires a lot of autonomy.
Ah, so that's like a soft skill mismatch, or maybe a work style preference mismatch.
Right. Exactly. It flags that need. And then it proactively injects targeted soft skill training modules, maybe something focused on self-management or time blocking right into their personalized plan.
Okay, and does this early intervention actually work? Is there data on that?
Oh, absolutely. It has a huge measurable benefit. Our sources are showing that by using this targeted predictive analysis, agencies are seeing a massive reduction in drop-off rates. We're talking up to 40% fewer new hires quitting or washing out during that initial integration phase.
40%. Wow. I mean, that's the kind of metric that could genuinely transform an agency's profitability almost overnight. It's a fundamental change to how the hiring funnel works, potentially.
It really is.
So the personalization aspect is clear, but let's talk about the payoff more broadly. When we dig into the sources, where do we see the cold, hard numbers that are convincing agencies to adopt this tech?
Yeah, the measurable impact really turns these sort of aha moments of personalization into actual strategic advantages. The data points to 4 clear benefits.
Okay, lay them out for us. What's number one? Speed.
Efficiency is number 1, yes, speed. Automation cuts the overall onboarding time, get this, by 50%.
50%.
50%,
Right.
which directly enables faster placements. And faster placements are, the ultimate goal for a staffing agency. You're literally having the time it takes to get a new hire from being just a candidate to being a fully productive employee.
Okay, that's impressive, but sometimes speed can sacrifice quality, right? So The second benefit you mentioned, consistency, must be pretty vital, especially when dealing with high volumes of people.
Oh, it's absolutely essential. The standardized data-driven processes mean that every single new hire gets a consistent, high-quality experience. Their onboarding isn't dependent on, say, the bandwidth or the individual knowledge of whichever human coordinator happens to pick up their file that day.
Right. That makes sense. You remove the variability. So it got speed and quality control. What about the third benefit? Does it tie back to that personalized roadmap you mentioned earlier? Engagement and satisfaction.
Directly. That personalized support leads straight to a reported 25% increase in new hire satisfaction. Think about it from the new hire's perspective. If you feel seen, supported, and you're getting material tailored to your exact needs, you feel valued.
Yeah.
And you're naturally going to be more engaged in the
Yeah,
process.
you'd feel like the company actually invested in your start.
Exactly. And the final piece, the big one for the agencies themselves perhaps, cost savings.
How does that play out?
Well, it's mainly achieved through reduced manual oversight. When you have chatbots handling all those admin tasks, or predictive analytics managing potential training gaps, agencies drastically lower their operational costs. It allows them to pivot their human resources away from just pushing paper towards more strategic talent management.
I remember my first big corporate onboarding. It felt like this massive, confusing homework assignment just to get basic network access. The idea of standardized, consistent, but also highly personalized support that just fundamentally changes the whole experience. It removes stress, it gives you a quicker path to actually doing the job when you need it most.
It absolutely levels the playing field. It ensures the quality of your preparation is driven by your actual needs, not just, the luck of the draw in the HR or onboarding department.
So, given all these upsides, speed, consistency, satisfaction, cost savings, what's the risk for agencies that aren't adopting AI for this? Are they falling behind?
The risk is becoming, well, pretty existential, actually. This isn't some niche tool anymore. There's a 2025 industry report cited in our sources. It shows that 65% of staffing agencies have already implemented AI onboarding tools.
65%. Wow. Okay, so that's not an early adopter trend anymore. That's basically the new cost of doing business in that sector.
That's exactly it. This level of adoption is actively reshaping candidate readiness across the entire industry. Candidates coming through these AI-powered agencies are, frankly, demonstrably better prepared. They get placed faster. And this gives those agencies a massive competitive edge. It lets them secure better client contracts because they can promise to staff roles more quickly and, crucially, with a lower risk of the candidate dropping out early.
Which brings us neatly to the future outlook. If 65% adoption is where we are now, where does this technology go next? We've had mentions of integration with things like virtual reality VR systems. Is the AI just sort of running the VR program, or is the integration deeper?
Oh, the integration vision is much deeper. It's about merging that AI personalization with a truly immersive experience. So the AI wouldn't just launch the VR simulation. It's designed to actually score the candidate's reaction time, their critical decision-making skills within that virtual environment in real time.
Okay, so are we talking about simulating a full day on the job, or is it more like hyper-focused VR drills targeting only those weaknesses the AI identified earlier?
Probably a combination, but definitely leaning towards highly targeted scenarios initially. And this gets coupled with integration into real-time feedback systems. So imagine if the candidate struggles with a specific scenario in the VR world, the AI could instantly adjust the difficulty. It might add remedial modules on the fly, or even replay the scenario with tailored prompts and guidance based on exactly where they went wrong.
So the outcome, according to the sources, is aiming for this seamless, data-driven transition for new hires. We're definitely moving away from bureaucracy. But that heavy reliance on data means the whole transition becomes entirely dependent on the quality and, I guess, the responsiveness of that predictive model, doesn't it?
It does. And building and refining that data-driven feedback loop is really the ultimate goal here, turning what used to be a bureaucratic hassle into a highly personalized, highly efficient, and importantly, predictive process.
Well, this has been a really fascinating deep dive. We've seen how AI is fundamentally changing the game for staffing agencies when it comes to preparing new hires. It's using personalization, predictive analytics, cutting onboarding time by half, reducing those early drop-offs by up to 40%. It's really creating a new standard for professional readiness.
And this leads to, I think, a really important question for you, our listener, to sort of mull over. If AI can now analyze your potential weaknesses, use predictive insights, and tailor an immersive, real-time adjusting training plan through something like VR, maybe even before your job officially starts.
Mhm.
How much is that line going to blur, the line between onboarding as we know it and maybe something more like pre-training? Will the distinction between being selected for a role and being fully integrated and ready for that role, will that distinction practically disappear in the near future? Something to think about.